Hello, Amaro. It's Mrs. Solaric, and I am so excited you're back in my class. I want to hear about where you've been and how things have been going, and if you need help with anything. And I'm glad that we're going to be able to finish the school year together because I liked having you in the classroom, and I really have been proud of the work that you've been doing since you've been with us. And it's been crazy and hard because of what's happening with COVID-19, but also because you had some other things you had to take care of. So we don't have much time before the school year is over. I hope two things. One, I hope that I can help you get some work in, and we can make sure you're in good shape for passing your classes for this year. And two, I hope that I can give you some tricks that'll help you with next year so that you'll feel happier and you'll feel stronger as far as your learning. So anyway, those are some things we can work on, and let's go ahead and get started on working on English. Now, this is my new way of doing things, and I think it's going to be really easy for you. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to write down some things. I'm not going to have you write as much as the other students. I was going to show you what they wrote down here, but I see that the highlighting has disappeared. So I will re-highlight for you as we go. So the first thing that we're going to do is take a look at the theme of a play or a literary work. And if it's in yellow, it's what you're going to write down. Let's see, this isn't wanting to stay in yellow for us. So anyway, you're going to write down the word theme. Okay, it's working again. So if you're not going to write everything in yellow is what other kids had to write, but you're going to write less. So don't worry, I'm going to help you. Let's go over here and take a look at the paper I have ready for you. So this is what you're going to write at the top of your page. Your name, and then English 10.9. That means you're doing Unit 10, Lesson 9. And we're going to start with number 1 is theme. Can you go ahead and write that down just like I did? Now we're going to write down number 2. And I'll come back and I'll show you what to write in a minute for number 2. Okay, so a theme is a message in a story. And we're going to talk about the story, The Miracle Worker. It's about Helen Keller. And Helen Keller was able to really understand and show the world what she was capable of doing when she understood language and when she learned to trust people. And so I think you will notice this too. So we're going to write this down in our way. Let's come back here. And just like Helen Keller, what are the 2 things that help you in learning? I think it's the same as her. Communication. So write that down, please. Communication and trust. If you trust your teacher, if you trust your classmates, if you trust that you're going to do well, then you're going to be happier in school. And communication is if you tell me, how you feel, and I know how you feel, then there's no need to get angry because now that it's out there and we know it, we can work on it. So you're a lot like Helen Keller, and I'm a lot like Helen Keller, that when we know how to communicate with people and when we trust people, it's easier for us to learn. Now, who is the play about? Let's go ahead and write that down. Helen Keller. That is number 3 for you. So you are almost done because you're only going to have 8 things to write. So now we're going to do number 4. And let's go back to our English lesson. James stands up to Dad. But okay, now here it talks about, actually we're not going to write 8 things for this. We're actually almost done this one. We're going to talk about the 3 different messages. So here's the first message. Communication is necessary for what? So let's go back to number 4 and write communication. Just like we wrote up for number 2, it's the same one. And it doesn't matter if you have a capital C or a little c. And then number 5, let's go back and look. Determinations and patience, you can overcome great difficulties. So what did it take for her to overcome her difficulty? She was having trouble learning. And you can relate to that because sometimes you have trouble learning. I've had trouble learning. What helps us? Determination. Do you know what determination means? Determination is where you're like, I know I'm going to get it. I know I can get it. I'm definitely going to do this. I'm determined to do this. I will do this. That's determination. Okay, and we only have one more we have to write. Let's go back and take a look at it. The third key is the value of an individual must never be underestimated. The value of an individual must never be underestimated. So what should never be underestimated? Value should never be underestimated. So just write down value for number 6. And now we're going to shrink this a little. If you have your name at the top of the page and then you wrote this down and then you wrote these 6 things down, you're done. And guess what? All the other English you're going to do is going to be really easy compared to this one. So we have a few more English things we have to do. Oh, but I need a picture of this. So you can either take a picture and you could send it to me on Hangouts, or we could call each other and you could send me a picture that way, like send it to me by text. I could help you with that. Or you could just hold it up and let me see it, and then I'll get a screenshot of it that way. Anyway, I do need to see what you wrote down, so please hold on to that paper until you get a picture of it. All right, send me a text. I sent you a Hangout text, so if you can, send me a text back or whatever, and we'll find a way to get the information to me. Excellent job on English. Bye.